Good afternoon, Miss Cunningham. This is Lateshia Cunningham from the Community Outreach Coordinator from FPWA. And I would very much like for you to share with us what your organization does and the full name and everything good about that.
Hello, my name is Lateshia Cunningham. I'm the Community Outreach Coordinator for Federation of Protestant Welfare Agency. FPWA is an anti-poverty and advocacy organization committed to economic opportunity and upward mobility.
Oh, great. So we're here today because District 29 is talking all about civic responsibility and the importance of the vote. And so I wanted to know, what do you believe is important for citizens to know, especially our young people, about the power of the vote, not just during national elections, but also during local elections?
So thank you for that question. For me, I believe it's important for citizens young and mature to vote and vote for leaders that represent their thoughts and their ideas. We vote to shape the country we want to live in. And local elections are extremely important because it shapes our immediate environment. When it comes to the trash cans on the corner, when it comes to how many times a week they get picked up, that all happens from our local elections and our local representatives.
Great. And I know now we have our ballot proposals. How significant are they to finding those viable solutions for improving the quality of life issues that you talked about?
Well, the current ballot proposal is an historic, because this is the first time an American city has created a racial commission to focus on racial justice and reconciliation, and to identify actions that can be taken to amend the New York City Charter to root out structural racism in government functions.
Okay, are there other proposals attached to that? And do you know what they are specifically that people should be looking for on their ballots?
Thank you for that. So there's currently 3 proposals that I'm going to talk to you about. So the first proposal would be to add a preamble that is a statement of values to center equity as a guiding principle for city government policies. The New York City Charter, or the city's constitution, defines the organizations, powers, functions, and essential procedures of city government, from elected officials to the budgeting process. Today, it doesn't ensure equity or fairness in the design or delivery of government services. If the ballot measures are passed, that will change.
Okay.
The second ballot proposal is to establish a racial equity office, plan, and commission. The office would operationalize and support agencies to reduce racial disparities and to address marginalization of individuals or communities. The plan would require the mayor to create a citywide racial equity plan and individual agency racial equity plan every 2 years to identify and communicate publicly the goals and strategies, both short and long term, for improving racial equity and justice. The plan would also have indicators, including neighborhood level metrics, to measure the extent of progress for the racial equity work. The commission would be made up of everyday New Yorkers, composed of 15 New York City residents, intended to bring the perspective of often overlooked, underrepresented, and under-resourced communities into the decision-making process. The third ballot proposal, which I think that proposal is one that we definitely have to look at, is to have the city measure the true cost of living. The proposed measurement is intended to focus on dignity rather than poverty. By considering the cost of meeting essential needs, including but not limited to housing, childcare, dependent expenses, food, transportation, healthcare, clothing, hygiene products, cleaning products, household items, telephone, and internet services. This ballot proposal is so important because currently the federal poverty level says that a family of 4 making $27,500 are not in poverty. And this is the measurement used to set eligibility for public benefits.
Well, we know that in New York, that's certainly,
We both know that that is not correct.
that is not correct. So this definitely needs to be looked at. And I think that it's important that we understand that these ballot proposals are here and that we need to turn over that ballot, of course, when we go in to vote so that we can better ourselves and better even the preamble for the equity is important, to actually look at that and understand that there was no set mission or vision at the front of the charter. So yeah, very
Yes,
important.
exactly. And it can guide our government. And it's also going to be watching how how our community is either getting better or is it staying stagnant. So it's measuring, the progress. Right now, we have no measurement of, are we getting better? So that is something that we have to look at and we have to vote on.
Yeah. All right. Well, is there anything else you'd like to add about the proposals or the importance of voting for our young people?
I would say to go out and vote. The first time I was able to vote, I was lucky enough to be voting for Obama. So I took so much pleasure in that. So I just want, the young people to go out and, look up our representatives, look up the people who are close to us and see if they match what you want to see in your community.
Right. Yeah. We need to look at our council people, our assembly people, our senators. All of that is very, very important, especially for the local races.
Yes, and the young people are the future, so I want them to get start voting as early as possible.
Great. Well, I thank you for joining us today and taking this time to give us some information on the proposals and just civic responsibility in general.
Thank you so much for having me.
Take care.